Is going on, everyone? Welcome to Backpackers Blitz. I'm your host, Devin Salmon, aka Salmon Outdoors, and I am joined with who do we have here today? On this side, we have this guy.
Ben from Hilltop Packs.
And what do you do, Ben? You just run Hilltop Packs? Is that all you do? You
Yeah,
got a
well, I
long
make
list of
everyone
stuff
else do all the
you do.
work. I just take all the credit. I have a lot of good people around me, like Tim, and I just take all the credit. Yeah, I got to put the pretty face out front. Sex sells, that whole thing. So I know my place.
That's why you hired me, right?
Yeah.
We have our gear pro down here, and your name, sir.
Well, my name is Tim, and I am titled Gear Pro, but I am by no means Gear Pro. We did some AI search and figured out that was the classiest thing to do to get customers for Ben. But yeah, I know a thing or two, but not much. More importantly, let's focus on our special guest of the evening.
Exactly. So we have special guest, Maddie. Can you introduce yourself, Maddie?
How's it going? My name is Matt. I do the YouTube channel Matty Outdoors. Just a hiker and backpacker from Western Canada up here in the Rockies.
Beautiful. Whereabouts in Alberta are you, Maddie?
I'm in Edmonton, kind of
Nice. Okay.
central Alberta.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got lots of people here in the chat already. If I can pull that up, where are we? Let's see. We have a through hiker extraordinaire, Mr. Metro on the Move.
He just finished 1,000 miles, I believe.
He did. That's crazy.
If he wants to join us and kind of give a quick update on how his trip was so far, he can do that. We're also going to talk to Maddie, of course. But
Yeah,
Metro, if you want to jump in there, man, I just posted a link. Feel free to join us.
Perfect. We got lots of other people we have. Let's see. Chris, we've got Stoned Ape Adventures, Loafer X, Joey Outdoors. And so today we got some questions for everyone. So click the link, hop in here if you guys want. We also have plenty iterations of Tim Buckley as he's everywhere at the moment. There we go.
I messed it up.
There we go. We need.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, buddy?
Metro in the middle.
What's up, buddy?
Just chilling in this hotel room, getting ready for trail days.
Nice. I will see you soon, man.
I was going to
Can you hear
say,
me?
Ben, you're leaving tomorrow, aren't you?
I'm leaving tomorrow on the motorcycle. I'll take me. I can hear you, Metro. I'm leaving at like 9 or 10 in the morning. It'll take about 6 hours to get there, 7 hours on the bike. And yeah, gonna have a good time. Gonna meet Metro in person, get his autograph.
Tim, have you ever been to the trail days
I can't
there?
hear
That seems
anything.
like something up your alley.
Oh, Metro can't hear us.
Are you asking me if I've ever been, Devin?
Yeah. Yes. This is going so well.
I'll let you and Maddie talk. So we've lost audio with Metro for some reason.
I think we've lost a bit of everyone. Okay, that's all right. Hold that.
I can hear everybody. I don't know if you can hear me still, but
I can't hear nothing.
you can't hear.
Mm-mm.
So, hey, what's going on, buddy? So, yeah, we can't hear you, Metro. I'm not sure what's going on.
And now my computer's freaking out. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone have any trips coming up this year that you're planning on? Anything that you're looking forward to? Maddie, anything big coming up?
I don't have anything like massive that's finalized yet. That'll be kind of later in the summer into September. I do have like an annual 4-day backpacking trip coming up in about 2 weeks with a couple buddies. I'm pretty excited for that. It's kind of one of those trips like we go to the same spot every year. It's one of the few places you can access this early in the season that's not running any avalanche risk and lots of snow. So pretty pumped for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Goat's Milk, what about you? Any plans for trips upcoming or?
Man, we're having audio problems.
Can no one hear me?
Who are you asking?
I can
Goat's
hear
Milk.
you.
Goat smoke. Oh, sorry. I cut out like back that moment you asked the
Sorry.
question. We're trying to go out this weekend, but it's actually snowing above 7,000 feet here, so we may not be able to make it out. But then other than that, just a big trip they have this summer.
Whereabouts are you guys trying to go this weekend? Just up in the mountains near you guys? Because you're in Montana, right?
Yeah, we were trying to go someplace up in the Beartooth, but it's kind of nuking with snow right now. So we're thinking about trying the Priors, which aren't as high up and they're out of the rain band right now. So we'll see what happens.
What about you, Metro? Any trips planned? Are you hiking anywhere?
Yeah, I'm on the AT right now, man.
Oh,
Over
okay.
1,000.
Oh, there we go.
Never
Over
heard of it.
1,000 miles. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. I've been watching some videos whenever I can, but looking forward to meeting you tomorrow or Friday, I guess. I'm going to drive up there tomorrow, probably get in late tomorrow night, but I will definitely hit you up when I get there.
Oh, I want to see you for sure. I want to hang out and give you a big hug.
Absolutely, buddy. No kissing on the first night, maybe the second night. We'll see.
Oh, that's how you get Noro. you can lick
Metro,
my
when did-
fingers while you're at it.
Yeah. When did you hit 1,000?
We hit 1,000. I think it was just yesterday. Chris Aconi and I, Alpha Gal, we had hit 1,000 miles right on the roller coaster. It was quite an experience, to say the least. It was just really good feeling. Also, we have left Virginia finally. We're finally into West Virginia too, so that's feeling good too.
Any
Nice.
crazy weather stories yet, or are you guys still
Oh man.
avoiding that?
No, we got some really crazy weather. It flooded out like 5 inches of rain last night. We were out in a shelter. I think it was a David Lesser shelter right outside of Harper's Ferry. And it just rained for almost 2 days straight. And it looks, I feel like now they're like saying there's flood warnings that the river's gonna like go into the Harper's Ferry tomorrow. So it's been kind of crazy. Yeah, it's nuts.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, you look like you lost a little weight. Is that stress weight or trail weight?
I think we lost him
I
again.
might be having some internet issues on my side. I don't know if it's on my side or not.
It's 50-50 at this point. What about you, Mr. I suck at hiking? You look like you're currently out in a tent.
I am currently laying in my tent 5 miles outside of Damascus.
Nice.
Nice.
So heading into trail days in the morning. And my big trip that I got coming up this year, I'm going to be hitting the Colorado Trail end of July and hiking August. So in the month of August, I'll be on the Colorado Trail.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so jealous. I want to do the Colorado Trail so badly.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay,
a
so
sweet trip.
I got a question for people. Has anyone had any wildlife encounters while they're out on the trail that were, less than ideal? Matty, you're up here in grizzly country. You got any good grizzly stories?
I've had a few. I've been backpacking and hiking up here for like well over 20 years. So I hike in some pretty thick grizzly country. Like when I was in my teenage years, I lived up by Alaska, so used to get like grizzly bears coming right down the street in front of the house. So I've encountered a few.
That's crazy. Any recent ones that you've run into, or?
We came across a grizzly 2 summers ago. We were up at this pretty remote alpine lake. Yeah, just hiking along, and it just looked like a giant rock across the trail, and then it started moving and dirt flying everywhere. And the big bear kept us sitting there for probably 20 minutes while he dug for something, and then he took off. And
Nice.
yeah.
Goat's Milk, you're up in grizzly country as well. Have you guys run into any? I've yet to see any, thankfully. But
yeah, I lived out here for 10 years, and I've only actually had one encounter a grizzly on trail, and it was a pretty remote section. It's a section of the trail that goes through the corridor where the grizzlies come out of Yellowstone and then head down into the Beartooth. And we came around a bend. It was the classic, you come around a bend, and it was on the trail. And instinctively, I looked at it and I said, and I wasn't sure if the guy behind me saw it, so I just said bear, and the bear itself head popped up, took one look at us, and just noped right out into the woods. And it took us longer than it probably should have to realize it was a grizzly, because like your brain processes it. We knew it was a bear, but like it took us a second to think, oh, it had a hump and it did have the grizzly. And so, but it was also I would say it was a fairly medium-sized juvenile. But that's the only one that I've seen. I've had worse encounters with moose out here.
Oh yeah. I can't remember who it was talking about getting charged. I think it was Kyle. No, someone recently was charged by moose, and I don't remember who it was, but those are definitely sketchy as
The
well.
best
When I
story
was-
I heard about a moose encounter was Jeff Garmeyer when he was
That's
doing
what it was.
Calendar Year Triple Crown, and he saw a moose antler and he thought it was a shed, and so he went to go pick it up and it was still attached to the moose.
Oh, that's so crazy. I remember my mom telling a story about almost slapping a bear on the butt because she thought it was a horse when she was getting all the horses back into the field. She saw one laying in the swamp, walked over, went to swat it on the butt, and it's like, that's not hair from a horse. That's
Oh my
and yeah,
goodness.
turned around, looked at her. Good times.
Yeah, when I was in
Yeah.
Maine last year on my through hike, I had a moose literally walk like 10 feet in front of me out on the trail, stopped right in front of me. And I had my camera out. So I had, it's in one of my video vlogs, walked right out in front of me, stopped and just turned and looked at me. And I was like, all right.
That is
And
crazy.
then he just walked, kept on walking.
That's lucky. Yep. I mean, it kind of depends too on the time of year, I guess, with moose when and they're in the rut, whatever, they're a lot more aggressive.
He was not worried about me at all.
We got some other people here. We have Two Holes who's repping some Hilltop Packs.
There you
merch.
go. Look at that shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a
figured
big
I'd put
ad.
that in. You know, why not?
Appreciate
It's
it.
decent coffee too. Not gonna lie, it's good. It's worth the trip.
Yeah,
I really want to try the whiskey coffee at some point.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Oof, you tempted me. And Mr. Stone Ape Adventures, thanks for hopping on.
Hey there.
It's your first time hopping on the live stream.
That second.
Second? I
You may
missed
have
one then.
You might have missed that week.
Okay.
So before we go too far, at some point, maybe in 15, 20 minutes or so, circle back. We're going to talk to Two Holes about some backpack options he wants to talk about. But go ahead and keep doing your thing for a minute. Just don't forget about me and my Two Holes over there.
So I actually threw out an idea to Ben a while ago about making backpacks out of materials that shouldn't be made into a backpack. I'm
Love
wondering
that
if
idea.
anyone has any ideas for that as well. I think I threw out jeans, making one completely out of denim. What else? There was something. Corduroy. There was another good one too, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, while you're talking, I'm going to show you my screen. This is, how can I do it? I don't know how to get it on there. There it is. Okay. So this right here is a backpack made out of the bags from our coffee beans. So we get our beans imported from all over the world. They go to our importer. They actually bag up into smaller bags, into 65 pound bags for us. And we save those bags and we repurpose them for multiple things, but we started making some backpacks out of them.
That's
and
cool.
pass them around. Now we're not selling those just yet. We want to prove they can actually handle it first. But yeah, so that's something we're working on. We're gonna do some other stuff too. We have these vinyl signs from the sign company locally. We're working on making some laptop bags out of it. And yes, we're also going to take some of Devin's ideas and make a backpack out of some pretty unique materials. Maybe like give it away as
the other one as well.
Yeah, I thought about maybe doing something like for charity, like donate money to a certain charity or something like that, and you enter a contest and you win it that way. Because I don't want to sell some of these crazy things. I think it'd be kind of definitely would come back in a few years. Hey, the duct tape didn't work out.
It's a good thing we have a Gear Pro that can test all these things, right? In the most extreme conditions of the Grand Canyon.
If anybody hasn't seen Tim's recent video, he explains how to cross a downed tree. It is pretty hilarious. If you have weird humor like I do, I giggled it. I even rewinded it and watched it a second time. It was pretty good.
I missed that one. I'll have to go back and watch that. But yeah, it was Ben's idea of doing them out of repurposed materials. And I'm like, what else could we make backpacks out of? Someone says chainmail.
You should have either Tim or Devin go out to a thrift store and buy some of the most gaudy, like terrible items they have and ship them to you, and then you make a pack out.
There you go. We could do that.
There's a couple bike packing companies that do the recycled material stuff. Green Gear Guru, I've got some bags from them. Via bags, yeah. So it's pretty big in the cycling community. So I think backpackers are weight conscious, but I think that there's a home for a line of that heavier stuff too. That's more like everyday carry that looks like a backpack.
Exactly. That's kind of what we're focused on is like everyday carry, maybe like laptop bags, stuff you take to work. You can also take on a day hike. And really, we're trying to focus mostly on our local community. There's a few industries in our community that we can repurpose some of the fabrics that are here. They're going to just get tossed in the garbage, like billboard signs. It's pretty thick material, but it's like perfect for a nice heavy laptop bag if you want to use it for work. And so we got a couple of those in, and we're slowly kind of working through that as we can. But yeah, it's mostly going to be like a local project, but also gives us something to kind of talk about on our blogs and videos and something else to do. Keep it interesting.
And if you make one out of jean, all you need, if you get a hole in it, you just sew a patch in there. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I wonder if you could wax denim so it's water resistant.
That's actually a good point.
I'm sure there's a way to do that.
The Fjallraven wax, you can use that on jeans.
It'd be
Yeah, I've never
like the
messed with that, but
Canadian
yeah.
dinner jacket for sure. Just make it out of denim.
We'll take Maddie's
Yeah, I
jersey
didn't
and make a backpack out of that.
Pretty pricey bag.
Signed.
I take a bag that has a fighting strap on it, something that keeps it attached back there.
Oh, 1 sec here.
All right, Dev, what else you got for us today?
Come on,
I'm
Devin,
sorry,
you're
I'm
running the
sorry.
show. Come
I
on,
know.
man.
I'm so sorry. I'm not used to running this.
We'll let Rob Pelton have the show then. Rob Pelton, you're the new,
There you
you're
go,
the
Rob.
new,
And the myth, the legend.
the new host.
Holy
Go.
moly, I'm
Go.
here. I just hopped on. I apologize. I got to get some context here, but I saw what was going on. I wanted to hop on because I saw some amazing faces on here. So I just wanted to say hi. I didn't know I was going to be spotlighted, so I apologize.
You're hosting the show starting right now, Rob.
I do have a question for you, Rob. I saw that you ran into Metro. You on your video. I saw that.
Yeah, so we're on the East Coast right now doing some workshops, and we're tracking Metro. We actually have some super secret spy gadgets to track people, and we saw where he was, and we decided to ambush him at a shelter, bring him some cokes, and just hung out with him for like an hour or so, and then headed on back to camp while he kept hiking the trail. So it was a pretty cool little ambush, and he's lost a lot of weight. He's looking good. He's looking strong. Chris Oconee was with him as well, and they're doing it. They're on the trail and they're doing it.
Very cool. And you're going to be at Trail Days as well, correct?
Yeah. So since we're here, originally we weren't going to go to Trail Days, but we were done here in Virginia. Where are we? We're somewhere in Virginia, about 3 hours away. We're going to be done here at noon on Sunday. We're going to buzz up to Damascus and hopefully try to find a place to camp. And then we'll be there Sunday for the most part of the day before we take off west again. So yeah, it's going to be cool to see some people out there.
So you're only going to be there on Sunday? Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure if I heard
What was that?
right.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm not sure if I heard you right. So what days are you going to be at the actual festival? Just Sunday?
Yeah, just Sunday.
So I might end. Well, I'll try to stick around until I see, because I have like a 6-hour drive, so I may end up missing you, but that's all right. I'll catch up with you sometime.
That's all right.
Who all
So
here is
this-
going to Trail
this-
Days then? Like 50% of you guys at this point?
Uh,
Two holes?
no.
No?
Not me.
No, Dave?
No, I'm
No?
not counting.
Okay.
So
I started
I'll
to
just
get some
I'll just
serious
fully
FOMO.
admit I don't have a clue like what Trail Days is. Like I'm assuming it's like some kind of just like hiker festival. I'm assuming it coincides with a through hike at some point.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's the largest gathering of body odor known to man.
A lot of dirty hikers. Yeah, it's for the AT. And currently, well, oh, never mind. He's not on here anymore. Metro is hiking the AT, and so he's going to be there tomorrow, and so's Rob and Ben. And I Suck at Hiking is probably pretty stinking close. How far do you have to get there?
Just 5 miles.
5 miles?
Nice.
Yeah, that's not bad then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sitting at the ruins. There's a ruins 5 miles outside of town
Very cool.
on the
Right
AT.
on.
I'm currently on the AT in my tent.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting some of you guys. I talked to a lot of people online, do a lot of Zoom calls, and of course messages on YouTube and Instagram. So it's pretty cool to meet some faces in person. I'm even better looking in person, in case you didn't know.
He is. He's much better, especially with a suit on, and he plans on wearing his suit actually all the time he's at Trail Days.
Yeah, I'll have a suit on.
Bald
That's
is
a
beautiful.
birthday suit, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I got one question for everyone, and then we'll pass it to Ben for a question from Two Holes. But so when it comes to backpacking, do you guys generally take or make your own meals up, like pasta and stuff like that, or you use backpacking meals like Backpackers Pantry or any of the other brands like that? Which is your preferred, and do you have a favorite meal to take with you on the trail? Ben, I'll start with you because everyone knows you're a huge hiker and you're out there all the time.
I only get to do about 4 trips a year. I usually make my own breakfast. I'll do like some kind of oatmeal or some granola, something. I'll do that in a bag. And I bought these bags a long time ago that you actually pack your own meal in, so it can handle some hot water if you choose to put that in there. But for my dinners, I always take a dinner, and I just snack my way through lunch. I don't really eat lunch that often, or maybe a late breakfast or something. So half and half, 50-50.
50-50. I really like the peak refuels. I've been getting quite a bit of those. Well, I started buying them and then I've won a bunch of them, thankfully. So I've been, set for a while. Unfortunately, I don't go out enough to burn through all of them, but at the same time, they're just so much nicer for meals like that. And oatmeal usually in the morning. Maddie, what are you usually taking out on the trail with you?
It depends. For breakfast, I kind of go in cycles. Like the last couple 2 summers and probably this summer too, I've been on like a big Pop-Tarts kick.
Nice.
Lunches is just kind of whatever I'm feeling. Usually a lot of like deli meats and cheese and wraps. For dinners, I do make a lot of my own. I do a lot of my own homemade dehydrated spaghettis and different pastas and that kind of thing. But like hearing you say the Peak Refuels, that's definitely been a brand that if I see them in store, I'm more than likely picking one up. They make some pretty sweet food. The sweet pork and rice by Peak Refuel is top notch.
The coconut chicken curry is my favorite. I think that one's
that one's good too.
So good.
I wish there was more to it.
Oh,
It's not filling enough. But
maybe it's just hiking all day and you're so hungry because I don't know. I think whenever I go out, I'm like, I could eat anything, and then you eat one of those, and you're like, it's so good.
Yeah, they're delicious.
What about yourself? What are you taking out with you?
You talking to me?
Him, yes.
Before I lag out on it. Are we here? Are we live? We're live.
You're live, buddy.
You're live, Tim.
You're live.
Hot damn. The North Rim Grand Canyon has even 4 Starlight, in case you haven't noticed in the last month. Anyway, yeah, I'm 50-50 like Ben. I usually bring out a dehydrated dinner. And Peak is, kind of my go-to. I'm excited to try like Trail Goods and some of the other new ones. I know Dave down below me has tried a lot of cool meals, so I'll let him.
Yeah, I prefer Trail Magic from down in Virginia.
They make the good Magic?
Dehydrated
That's ultralight. It's ultralight when you don't have to pack it and someone gives it to you, right?
No, it's a literal brand, Devin.
Oh, is it actually?
It's a brand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I've never even seen this.
So Trail Magic and then On Point. Like On Point's made in Laurel Highlands. And they cater more to the hunters, but they got really good meals. These real small places, they make everything fresh in their small batch.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you might have missed, Evan. So I think 2 weeks ago we had Luke on, the guy that has that company, Trail Magic. He started probably about a year ago. It took him about a year to kind of get it done. And
that's somebody different.
Yeah, that is Trail Goods or something.
Trail Goods. I'm sorry. So I meant to say Trail Goods.
Yeah. Okay, Trail Magic is.
Yeah,
I was
I didn't
like,
mean to say Trail Magic. I meant to say Trail Goods.
Yeah, it's they're from down in West Virginia, I think. The girl, you have to kind of just message her on Instagram, and she'll send you stuff.
Interesting. Yeah,
when she has it. When she has it.
What about you, Two Holes? What are you taking out with you?
So I'm a vegetarian, so like some of the backpacking meals kind of limit my options. But I really do like Backpackers Pantry Pad Thai a whole lot. So I'll treat myself to that. I also like Good to Go's Thai curry. Like that's another solid one. But I do like 90% of the time for dinner, I just use a Northside base or ramen base, and then I add some things to it, some dehydrated protein flakes or dehydrated veggies. If I'm
Nice.
by myself, most of the time I just make a shake in the morning and go hike and drink a protein shake. But I do like to spruce up some oatmeal and stuff if I'm with a group or out when it's cold.
Nice. Yeah, I like adding the those breakfast essential packs in my like coffee or whatever in the morning. That's so good.
They're actually not bad in oatmeal either. The strawberry and the vanilla ones, if you put those in an oatmeal, those work out pretty good. I like the more like indulgent mix granolas where there's like peanut butter chips and chocolate chips and white chocolate chips. Throwing that on top, a handful of that on top of oatmeal too, when you have that the protein mix in it too. Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to try that. Yeah, because usually I just add it into my coffee, which I don't know. I like mochas, so definitely good. Goat's milk. What are you taking it with you?
I've done a little bit of both, but to be perfectly honest, I tend to be a little bit lazy and not good at preparing ahead of time. So I ultimately end up taking the dehydrated meals a lot. My go-tos recently, I have really enjoyed the brand that Ben mentioned, Trail
Did I
Goods.
screwed up?
I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, that. I'm really impressed. I hope he comes out with a few more meals. It'd be really awesome. But those are really good. But one of my and I also do like the Peak Refuels, but one of my like go-to comfort meals is Backpacker Pantry's Hatch Green Chili Mac and Cheese.
Yeah, that's good. That's vegetarian friendly too. I like that one.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I've seen that one anywhere. There's so many of their different meals, and you see them all over the place.
They only sell that one in the single serving, which for me is perfect size. Even as big a guy as I am when I'm on trail, I can't woof through one of those 2-person ones. And maybe if I'm out for more than a week or something, but just a great one.
I feel like it depends on how many, miles I have under my belt for the day is how much I can eat. Now I suck at hiking was flashing some food earlier.
I'm laying in my tent so we can do show and tell. So
perfect.
These are the ramen meals that I get, the ramen blocks, and they have 16 grams of protein. And so that's a dinner. And I add in the Brazil beef taco meat, which is 30 grams of protein.
Huh.
And that costs exactly $4 for both of those packets.
Not bad.
I'm too cheap to buy a backpacker meal.
That sounds good though.
It does.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a good combination. And for
Reminds me of
breakfast,
school
I do dehydrated blueberries. I do a protein bar, and I eat Duke sausages. And then for lunch, I always do a protein bagel with salami and sliced cheese and Duke's mayo. I'm very regimented. That's all I ever carry.
If it
Blueberries.
works.
You guys have a lot better options for like canned meat and stuff like that in the States. Canada doesn't have that great of options for stuff unless you like tuna. And that's kind of about it. I don't know, at least whenever I go out and look at stuff. So
yeah, this is a product that's a Brazilian product. It's because it says made product of Brazil, but I find them in Walmart.
Yeah, I've
I
never
imagine you could probably get it off of Amazon or something like that.
Possibly. All right, Ben, I'll pass it back to you because you and Two Holes had some questions about backpacks.
Yeah, so about a week ago, Two Holes sent me an email, and it was about this long. It was about that long. And I said, "Hey, let's try to talk. Let's have a chat." And I sent him a Zoom link. I gave him like 40 minutes to prepare, and he, of course, didn't get the email in time. And then he sent me one back, and I didn't get that in time. So I was like, "Hey, just come on tonight, and we'll just make everybody listen to us talk." So here we are. So what's the first question you got?
Oh, geez, I got to pull up you're making me do work here. Give me a second. I'll pull up the email. No, I don't need it. I got it. I'm swinging from the hip here. You don't have in your 300 and some pretty awesome patterns available for customization for a bag. You don't have the topo design that
we custom that. Yeah. So we have a bunch of them. And I tell you the trick, if you want to actually come up with something yourself, you can go to like Google. What is it? One thing we've been having customers do that want to kind of take it on themselves, go to Google Gemini and actually create your own pattern. Just talk to AI and it'll create a little pattern for you. Just write in I want a topo that's yellow and black, and it'll kind of give you some different options. But
Oh.
Christian, our graphic designer, can also just do it for you. We have a bunch of patterns already saved, and so you can get in contact with him. He'll design something for you. He can like even incorporate like a name in there someplace, and we've done a couple like little fake cities and stuff like that, and just whatever really you want. Like it's pretty wild. You got free reign to use our graphic designer, or using AI has been something that some customers have been doing. It's pretty cool too.
So I saw that you did Dane Kramer's bag that had the Laurel Highlands map.
Yeah.
Recently. Yeah, that was really cool looking.
So funny story about him. About probably 10 years ago. I forget how long it would have been. I was hiking the Laurel Highlands hiking trail, and I was just doing some research and trying to figure out some information online. And I came across this website that had a bunch of information about the Laurel Highlands hiking trail.
Yep.
And I didn't know anything about Dane. I knew nothing about him at all. I sent him an email through the website. I'm like, this guy's never going to respond back to me. This was before Hilltop, before anything. And I sent him an email, and he was nice enough to respond back. And we talked a little bit back and forth before the trip. He gave me some tips and some ideas. When did the trip? It was like 3 emails 10 years ago. Moved on, forgot about it. And about 4 or 5 months ago, some dude walks into Hilltop Packs, and we're talking. He had no idea who I was. I had no idea who he was. And I gave him the whole tour, showed him the whole place. And then I introduced myself at the end, which is the most awkward thing to do. I didn't do it at the beginning. I said, by the way, my name is Ben. He said, I'm Dane. And who has a name like Dane? I was like, did you say you hiked the Laurel Highlands hiking trail? And he said, yeah. I said, that sounds freaking familiar. And as soon as he left, I looked up on my computer and I saved everything. And I had old emails that I had sent to him like 8 or 9 years ago. And I emailed him and say, hey, we talked 8 or 9 years ago about the trail. And I just want to thank you again for how much, you did to help me on my first trip on that trail system. And anyway, so we became friends. And then we eventually made a pack. So the story is
the website that he has. Yeah,
it is. It's awesome. Like it's really, really cool. Actually, that website inspired me to make another website for our local kayaking group. Kind of the same thing, a bunch of different trip ideas. I have GPS points and a bunch of different drop-in points, and kind of use what he did with that site before I even met him. This was years ago. But yeah, pretty good dude. We made a really cool pack for him, actually.
All right, so back to my pack questions. You're saying you just reach out to Christian ahead of time with some of these questions and bother him with that 2-page email.
Well, I can answer the questions, but as far as the actual design, Christian will be the one actually doing the design. Yeah.
Okay.
But really,
next question. Are you able to get like a different colored, stretchy, closed mesh fabric other than just black? Like something?
Yeah, we have access. We actually have some stuff in the shop. I know we have orange, we have yellow, we have blue. I typically don't put those pictures on the website because we don't do a lot of them, and there's really no way to customize that on the website. But when people ask, we have some of it. So yeah, but just let me know what color you want. We'll try to match it up. Sometimes we can print it. We have different fabrics. We can sometimes print the color on the stretchy stuff. That gets a little tricky. But we can certainly try it.
Okay, thank you. That sounds really awesome.
I have. Oh wait, it used to be a backpack hanging right there. I actually painted. I printed on the open mesh for one of my backpacks. It used to hang right there behind me. It's not there right now. I was gonna show it to you. Never mind.
Good
I
story,
was also real curious about like basically variations on different things that you have. Like so have you ever thought about putting just like similar having the bottom pocket on a pack, ever having that on a fanny pack?
To do what?
Well?
Put a bottom on the fanny pack?
Yeah.
So the way we construct our fanny packs won't really work. So if we design it in a different way and come up with a different design, we can totally do that. But our current production, the way we make these fanny packs now, it doesn't really work.
Got it. All right. Well, I think you answered like most of my questions about that. It's basically reach out to Christian first. I guess I just had your email and not his.
Oh, that's okay. Like I said, just when the actual final design, I can answer questions, but as far as the actual final design, he does that. But I just thought of someone else who has a backpack with a custom printed pocket, and that is I just lost it. It sucks getting old. Oh man. Oh, okay, Justin. It's Good in the Woods. That YouTube channel, It's Good in the Woods. He has a black and yellow backpack, and I custom printed the outer mesh. It's an open mesh design, and we actually got some white mesh and a custom print. It came out pretty cool. Actually,
you just reminded me when you said black and yellow. And we got Maddie on here with his Oilers. So I needed to put on my colors here.
There you go.
Up the pen. So
I can respect that.
Yeah, I got to get my black and gold on. I felt naked without my hat. Forgot about that. Yeah.
So I tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Two Holes. I'm actually going to log into when we're done talking in a second. I'm going to log in, actually send your email over to Christian so we can kind of get that started.
Awesome.
Possibly as soon as tomorrow. We'll open that up, and I'll let Devin take over while I do this because you don't want to see me open a ticket.
So I have a question. So everyone on, sorry, go ahead.
Everyone's getting to see this in real time. The sort of customer service that Hilltop Packs provides. Like,
one of a kind.
Who's going to beat this, right?
Yeah, I was trying to show off my Hilltops bag, but it doesn't look good in my tent right now.
I don't have one of your backpacks yet, but eventually I will. So, Doc, you actually had said about ventilation. So I had a question for you, Ben.
Yes.
Have you thought about doing something to add more ventilation to your packs or anything like that?
Yeah, so we actually do. We have the same mesh that's on the shoulder pads. Like some of our 24/7s, if we know people are going to use it as a laptop bag, because we actually have a city version. I'll tangle it up here. We made a city version of the 24/7, but just not on the website yet. And I made some locally for some people, and I'll put like the same mesh on the back of that's on the inside of the shoulder strap. So that's about. But I wouldn't use it on like an ultralight pack that you're going to do like a longer trip on. It only adds maybe 6 ounces or so to do the whole back. But I doubt we ever go real crazy with the ventilation on the back. There's other companies already do it, and they do it pretty well. I mean, like Z-Packs has a nice arc haul design. I mean, that's what I had for a while. Nothing wrong with that. So,
Ben, can I build off that one? You do the pad straps on the back of the packs. What about the mesh pockets, similar to like what Gossamer Gear has? You ever done
mesh pockets. Like mesh pockets where?
On the back of the pack, so you can put the sit pad inside of the mesh pocket.
So that was actually our original design. We actually had a pocket, and there's Christian in the chat right now. Christian I just sent you the ticket, buddy. So Christian's listening. That's a graphic.
Get back to work, Christian. Come on.
2 holes.
Thanks, Christian.
I did not expect him to be in the chat there. So Christian, I sent you the ticket, buddy, just now. Our whole system is pretty cool. It's actually a nice ticket system. You have no idea you're in a ticket system. It's just emails going back and forth. But anyway, back to the stretchy. What was the question? Stretchy something.
Stretchy pocket for the sit pad.
Oh, okay. So we used to do that. That was original design on the Raven, was a stretchy pocket. And that was always like it depended on what kind of material you used. Either it was too rigid or it was too loose. And I just didn't find the right fabric I was really happy with. And I just went back to the elastic strap. That's what I had on my packs. You don't feel it. And it's a little bit lighter that way. And it's super easy to get that pad in and out. The pocket was either really hard to get the pad in or it was too loose and got loosened up over time. They may have a better fabric than what I had access to. I never really found the right fabric for that. So I just stopped.
Yeah. I've had packs that are both ways and never really a preference, but I just thought that would be a different sort of thing to be able to offer.
There's some packs out there of ours, like our whole the V1, the first version of the Raven. That's how that style was. It wasn't an actual pocket. The V2 started just the elastic straps and moved away from the pocket. Saved a bunch of weight. Saved about 3 or 4 ounces. The stretchy stuff gets a little heavy. That's the problem. It's the heaviest part of the pack, really.
Yeah. You had me at saving ounces.
There you go.
So I actually want to throw this up again. So the Vaucluse gear or whatever, I don't remember how to pronounce it. That's actually a really neat looking device that like clips onto the back of your straps and stuff. So if you guys want extra ventilation, check them out. They're a small company too. And he basically just 3D prints this I don't even know how to explain it, this spacer for your back so that a little bit of airflow can go between your back and your backpack. It's actually kind of a neat idea. Yeah.
My thought, and it seems like it does pretty well. People seem to like it. My thought process was when I've switched to frameless myself, getting my weight closer to my body makes it feel even lighter. And every little bit you take that thing off your body, it's starting to act like a lever. It's going to pull you back. It's going to add weight. So of course there's a ventilation issue, 100% sure. But I mostly hike in the wintertime. I go late fall, early spring, and through the winter, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But if you're in the summertime, you need more ventilation, absolutely, there's going to be an issue there. But for me, I like my pack real close to my body now, and that's for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Trade-offs.
I agree with that.
You're going outside to get gross anyway. What does it matter? Get sweaty. It's fun. Learn how to become uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think having it all up against the back too, because I have they don't exist anymore, but I have a Waymark pack, and it's got a very thin, back panel. I have to be very careful how I pack it because it tends to push in. But having it all the way up against my back, yeah, there's a little bit of a trade-off there. But for me, I feel like the weight of the pack just moves more in with my
100%.
body. It's less of a pendulum effect. And
Yeah.
so even if it maybe necessarily change the weight so much, it's more just the fact that it just rides on my back a whole lot better. So, I feel like even with the ventilation, my back was still getting soaked with sweat. So, I think it's everybody's different comfort levels.
Yeah, or to throw what Doc says here about getting a heat rash. That's interesting too.
Yeah. What about you, Maddie? What do? Do you carry mostly ultralight, or do you do frames?
It doesn't get above minus 15 in Edmonton, actually, so he never has to worry about that.
I do go ultralight, but I still go with a frame pack. I either run usually ULA Ohm. That's my go-to bag. I've got an Osprey Exos as well. Talking like ventilation on a backpack, I'm a firm believer that unless you've got one of those like trampoline backs, like on the Ospreys or like the Z-Backs Arcall, if the backpack's touching your back, you're gonna be sweaty. Like I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding it. You kind of just got to suck it up on that one.
Yeah.
Maddie, didn't you get a custom Ohm with the Oilers colors?
I got a custom Ohm with my name on it, and it's got the blue.
Nice.
At the time when I ordered, they didn't have orange, and I was kind of forced to not be able to wait. I had a trip coming up, and I needed the backpack, so I didn't get the chance to get the custom with the orange, but I did get the blue.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, you got a unique pack too. Yours doesn't have a frame, does it?
Yeah. So I 2 packs. I have two. I have 2 Damicels that I use. And his frames are always custom to what weight you're gonna carry. So the ones, the struts are rated for 25 pounds, and the other one's 65 pounds. It's rated for, and it's got 2 sets of struts. And he has an independent, so the load lifters run through the inside of the
Your shoulder straps, yeah.
Yeah, your straps. So you have when you adjust your load lifters, you adjust them from up here and down here at the same time.
That's interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so whenever I got the load, because I can actually take those second set of struts out if I want, and keep the liters smaller. Make it like more like a 55 liter compared to a 70 liter, and so since that's so independent, I can when you're carrying that much weight, this shoulder might hurt a little bit. I can shift all the weight off that shoulder completely and redistribute it everywhere else. And like you said, it brings it closer to your back too. And now the small one with the small struts doesn't have load lifters on it. It was custom made to my body, so every part of it was custom made to my body, so it fits perfect right out the box, kind of. So that there's no adjustments I need to do with anything. It just fits perfect. But that's a heck of a process, because you need your neck measurement, your chest, your hips, your wingspan. What's that?
I said a super custom pack at that point.
I mean, you pretty much when you use him, you get what you want. It's your pack. Like however you want to make it is, and he's been making for 50 years. So
very cool.
They fit. If you get one that fits right now, he'll send you a pack to try on to make sure that all your measurements are correct and everything, and then you send that pack back, and then he makes it, and he dyes any type of material. He can dye ultra, like any color you want. It's pretty wild what he does, but it comes with a heck of a price tag. It's a forever pack.
Very cool.
It's not something the average person's not going to want one.
Forever until you put on extra weight.
Well, thankfully, when I got it, I was at my biggest weight I've ever been in my life. I've lost a lot of weight since then, so it's fitting all right.
Right on.
Here's a question for Ben right here. Can you make a backpack that keeps my groin from sweating?
Yeah, send me your inseam measurements, or I'll send Tim over to measure for you. And Tim is our dedicated inseam measurement person. Yeah, I'll fly him out there, and he'll.
I volunteered for that. I volunteered for that. It's my passion.
I feel like that would make a really good YouTube video too.
Yeah.
The actual measurement process, you know.
Me
He doesn't get paid
traveling
for
the
this. It's
country.
one of the
measuring
bonuses.
inseam.
It's one of the demands he made when I hired him. He's like, "Listen, this is how much money I want. This is how many inseams I want to measure every year." I was like, "Done."
Yeah. I want at least 30% of my work to involve crotches.
Yeah, so he's like Gear Pro. I didn't know what gear he was talking about, but now I know. I get it now. Gear.
It's like that food bag that you put in your pants to keep or to warm it up while you're hiking. There you go. There you go. That's
crotch pot.
The crotch pot.
The crotch pot. Thank you. I could not remember the name of it.
So I can't remember who has this fanny pack, but they've had it for a while. We actually they took a picture of their crotch, not naked, but like put pants on. We actually
so
printed
funny.
their crotch like with their pants onto the fanny pack, so it's a print of the crotch on the fanny pack, and I forget who has it.
On the crotch.
I see it pop up in the video sometimes. It makes
that's
me laugh.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest request for a design that you've had?
Oh, we've
Or
heard
so
so many naked
many of
butts. Yeah, so Tim's in our private chat. So we have a private chat for all the employees, and
For all
I'd
the
say maybe
private.
10% of the time, Christian will share one once in a while. It's always like naked man butts. I don't know what it is, but it's always a man butt at least once a week probably. Christian's in here, he could probably tell you. Christian doesn't sleep well at night. He goes to therapy over it. So we have to pay his therapy bill because of the pictures he gets sent. But it's mostly man butts.
Yeah, let me jump in real quick and say on the extreme end of things, the only word I will use is multiple photos of somebody flaccid. Use your imagination.
Yeah, about that one. Yeah, somebody did send some junk. It was like a whole bunch of pictures of wieners on their food bag, and so there's a backpack on a trail someplace with a bunch of wieners on it. Yep, full on junk.
And the Hilltop Packs logo as well.
Yeah.
We will print anything. We are not the police. We'll print anything, and we regret that sometimes.
Okay.
In true keeping with my trail name, I have a bunch of pictures of privies and outhouses and cat holes I've dug before filling them in. So I should probably get those custom print as a collage on a
I was going to say, on the food bag, you need to have all of your privies, just a collage of all.
Yeah. Now here's advertisement at its finest. I'm not as observant as Ben is, but on Instagram he posts all sorts of unique things I think are just absolutely rad. And I was watching last week, and what got the most views was a food bag of nothing but belly buttons. Like,
yeah, that was a weird one. Did anybody see that one? That was the weirdest one I've seen. I've seen a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, the naked butt thing, that's almost normalized at this point. But the belly button threw me off. And I literally, Tim, you may have been in the chat when I asked this. So I get the photos from Jen. Jen takes the photos, puts them into a separate chat. I pull those for the social media. Well, I saw that, and I'm looking, I was like, are those really belly buttons? I had to post it in the group chat to verify with everybody. Are these belly buttons, or is this like a lady part? I don't want to screw something. Is that a butthole? What is this? So I don't even think it was the same belly button. I think it was a variety of belly buttons.
It was.
So
I find that absolutely hilarious. That gets more attention than all these well thought out little
so
ads.
ridiculous.
Like that.
Yeah. There's some weird ones. We don't post the weirdest ones, trust me. We have had a couple of really weird political ones a few times on both sides, and we actually sometimes we'll still print that. We take a logo off. It just depends on how crazy it gets. I don't want to end up in a feed someplace like we did it, like we support. I don't want to be the police or anything, but if it's goes a little too far, then we don't print it. We turn it down. But that's pretty rare. That happened a couple of times.
But you'll put your name on a bunch of belly buttons, Ben? Come on.
Absolutely. If it makes me laugh, I'm in. That's the rule.
Yeah, we'll do wieners as long as they're in the flaccid state. We will not touch a swastika.
Wait, who judges that gray zone in between?
Christian does. Yep.
It's simple. It's the angle of the dangle. I mean, it's not difficult,
Get a fanny pack made with the Backpacker Blitz logo, and everybody make
We actually did have. I'm trying to think the one we had is way back. I think it was like guns and stuff all over it. And I'm not against guns, but it was something political plus guns. Is like, yeah, we're getting out of that one. We're not going to do that one. I forget what it was, but it was pretty aggressive. And we decided to pass on that one. But
Welcome,
poor Christian. He gets to see some crazy stuff.
Christian, I'll also take a DCF thong with the Backpacker Blitz logo on it.
I like
right
it.
here. I'll just put out.
Maddie, what do you got for ideas out there?
Oh, there's got to be some like custom printed DCF lingerie line coming. Hopefully,
Yeah, short.
exactly.
You could make Miyagi some like 2-inch inseam shorts, and I guarantee he would go to DCF and he'd wear them.
Actually, I got one more thing to tell you guys. One of my favorite things we printed that we didn't actually print, and I got a cease and desist letter from the Grammys over this, and it's hanging up in our shop. Tim, did you get to see that letter hanging up in the shop when you came in?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So usually, like during a big event, like a football game or something crazy going on, I will Photoshop something on to the food bag, and I only post it like in a story, so it goes away pretty quickly. I'm not trying to break any rules or any laws, and I'm not trying to like sell those things. So I put I photoshopped a Grammy. It didn't even look like a real Grammy. It was a fake Grammy on a bag, and it said, "Congratulations, Hilltop Packs, you won best rap album," or something stupid. I forget, it was the dumbest thing ever. And we got a cease and desist letter about that, because I also shared it on my personal page, and I just thought it was funny. And it's hanging up at Hilltop
From the
Packs.
Grammy. Yeah,
You got
From the Grammys, from
this
the
is
lawyers
food
from the
bag.
Grammys. Yep.
How dare you, Ben? Humor is not allowed here. You're
What?
not allowed to use satire. That's illegal.
Yeah, it's hanging up in our break room. So if you ever visit Hilltop Packs, ask to see the Grammy cease and desist letter. It is my most proudest moments. I loved it.
You know you've made it big when.
You should make something for Miyagi, but have it just plastered with pictures of Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911.
yeah.
We've joked about making a food bag out of the cease and desist letter and actually printing that on a bag. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, for real.
With the logo,
No,
or with the Grammy all over.
I'll blur out the logo just a little bit.
So I got a question for you, Ben. I think I already know the answer, but like Maddie being an Oilers fan, I know Dave's like a huge Deadhead. Like those types of logos, are those untouchable, or is it?
We really shouldn't. If it's like a one-off, I mean, there's some fair use stuff that kind of goes along with that. You can kind of get away with a little bit. That's not really a law. You just kind of get away with it. But we don't advertise that we do that kind of stuff. We certainly don't have anything saved. We don't duplicate it. But sometimes, here's the problem: we get like album covers for albums that I don't know what the band is, and we print it by accident. Sometimes I'll post it, and someone says, "Hey, that's an album for so and so." I'm like, I didn't know. I'll take it. Still send it to them. I mean, it's just a one-off use thing, and again, that's not an excuse, but we kind of go by that rule. If it's just a one-off thing and kind of flies under the radar, and someone submitted it, maybe we'll think about it. Just kind of depends on how blatant it really is. Like, I'm not going to make a Steelers, food bag and then share it all over the place. And I've made a Steelers backpack one time and sold it to somebody, but we didn't post the pictures of it, so sketchy.
Yeah.
To answer your question.
Yeah, I did. I never asked that question.
That's actually a good question. I was kind of wondering that too.
Well, I used to own a print shop for many years too, so there's some copyright stuff. You want to be respectful. At the same time, you still want to have some fun. We've made a lot of food bags with like different snack foods packaging. My favorite ones are like the odd ones that I've never heard of before. Someone will send us a picture of an odd snack local to wherever they're from, and we'll print it. We've actually went down the rabbit hole of trying to find a way to get the rights to print things like Cheetos bags and Doritos bags, and we almost got there. We were pretty close to trying to work out some kind of deal, and then they just I think they checked out our Instagram pages. I said, no, we ain't doing that. But they just kind of stopped talking to us. But
it was probably the belly button bags.
It's probably the belly button bag.
Yeah.
But we almost got there.
Can you make me a Pringles size bear canister? No.
I know. No, I want Pringles. You got me thrown off. I was all screwed up there for a second with Pringles.
Pringles do fit in the side pocket of your backpack, which makes it really easy. You can reach them and just dump them in your mouth as you're going.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
You think you can avoid copyright issues if you don't charge them for the
I
product?
just don't charge for it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good-
our whole
Only
rule
if-
is if a customer uploads it and we don't really recognize it, we don't even ask any questions. They have to check off that they own the rights, even if they don't. I mean, that's one way to kind of get around it. But if it's like super blatant, we try not to. We don't. There's only a few things we've just didn't print. You want a
Metro
rucksack
wants a
with
nutsack.
Metro? You got it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
he
is
will
good.
he will send you out the he'll send it out free of charge as long as you also purchase some coffee at the same value amount, and they'll only send you one bag.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Any
Any,
other ridiculous ideas for
Any upside down
design?
pineapples you print?
Not yet. If you want to submit one, let me know.
Do you know what that means, old timer, Ben?
I do. I do.
That's
Okay.
all right.
That means
It's
you're,
been around for a
you're an
while.
Oilers fan, I think, right? I'm kidding.
Different kind of oil.
Maddie's a family man. Oh, hey, Maddie, I got a quick question. I got a quick question for you before we go, or before I lag out again. You and I both received that spaceship toy.
Oh,
Quote
yeah.
toy.
Yeah. That's
Do
fun.
you use that thing?
Yeah, I used it. I took it out on a backpacking trip, actually.
I know. I watched your video. I was like, I had that. I lost mustache hairs on it.
Wait, what are we talking about? What
Yeah,
is it?
what?
I've singed a few. I've singed a few hairs with it. It's definitely a novelty thing, but it's
Yeah.
cool. Good little conversation piece.
Yeah, it is
Tobacco.
it is a smoking device that is shaped like a UFO, and the idea is that you can like bring your stash within this entire unit, and it's shaped, and you have like this little piece that you smoke through, and there's a right in the middle is a bowl, and it's so close to my mustache that about the third time I lit it up, I about lost my entire mustache.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a great idea. It just didn't, man, it didn't work all that great. Dave, have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that you had it. I like to keep with the glass or like a corn cob even. I don't mind
Dave's a
corn
pure-
cob pipe.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've seen one of your videos where you have a glass bong on trail, and the whole time it gave me a heart attack. I was so worried you were going to drop that thing.
No, you know what? Like that's all.
That would cause me to bail on a trip right there.
No, none of them. I've never had one break on trail in a long time.
This little metal fake cigarette boy has seen many miles of trail.
Yeah, that's still one of my go-tos as well.
Don't mind if I do.
I used to have. I
Are we
used to
allowed
carry a
to
little
do
bong
that
on my
up there?
backpack. I used to have this little like 4-ounce acrylic bong. I used to just keep strapped to the outside of my bag. I would keep it full of water, so like if I pass people on trail, they're just doing a rip right there off the backpack. It was
Nice.
a good time back in the day.
Right on.
Kim, did you get a good buzz off your mustache?
No, I mean, you know how burnt out hair smells.
Well, folks, we are at the hour mark, and Tim's got to get up nice and early tomorrow, and he needs his beauty sleep so that he can look good for all the people at Trail Days.
Yeah,
So,
opening day. No,
Real
Ben's
quick
got to
before
get
we
up.
go.
early.
Oh yeah, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I think you said Tim.
yeah,
Maybe
you
I
got to
don't know.
go. Did I say
So-
Tim? I meant Ben.
That's okay. We're interchangeable at this point. So
Same
anyway,
thing.
everybody go around the horn. Tell everybody where everybody can find you at. I'll go first. You can find me at Trail Days over the next couple of days. I'm riding the bike down, so it'll be there. There's Amy. Amy, will you
Amy,
please
why
jump
do you
on
have
this?
that picture?
Hold on.
Why do you have a picture of that?
Amy, listen, I'm sending you a link. We're only on for 5 more minutes. Amy, please join us. This is Amy, our general manager at Hilltop. So Amy, leave the bathroom, turn the camera on, click on the link, and chat with us for just a few minutes. Please.
You know she's not going to listen to you.
She's not
Come
going
on,
to.
Amy.
She doesn't
I ask
like
her to
you.
be on this every single week. Listen, she's hilarious. Just please click
She
the
is
link and
hilarious.
join us for a minute.
She's
You're only on
She's
for 5
also
more minutes.
Ben's boss.
Come on, Amy.
Amy.
She's
Oh,
Ben's boss.
Kaylee, my wife is in here too. Kaylee, why don't you turn the camera on? My wife's upstairs listening. That's a 2. What the heck are we talking about? I'm so lost.
They're talking
They're
about
talking
the
about the
bag.
the wiener bag.
My wife has pictures of someone else's wiener on her phone. That's cool.
Sausage bag.
Oh, come on, Amy. Hurry up. We're waiting for Amy.
We will not end this live stream until you're on here.
Waiting on Amy.
No pressure.
Keep trying to get my wife
Hey, Moise.
to join the live stream some night, and she's gonna join it sometime.
Nice.
Then we get all.
Come on, Amy, we're waiting on you.
I'll do it if Kaylee.
Kaylee's putting Emma to sleep, so she can't. So come on, Amy, jump on real quick, and this we can end this. Amy's been on a few hikes now.
You guys do hilltop pack hikes together at any point?
We just did one, yeah. So we did one. I guess we didn't talk about it. Amy, myself, actually, I think everybody went. No, I'm sorry. Amy and Amanda. Amanda's husband went, and their son. Anyway, we went to. It was like a 7-mile hike. We did 7 miles in a day. There she is. I'll let Amy talk about the hike.
What hike?
The one you just went on.
The one we just went on.
We almost died.
Is that because of Ben?
It's because he made us walk uphill.
Oh,
It's the flattest trail in Pennsylvania. Isn't
It wasn't that bad, but I couldn't stop walking. I just had to keep going.
You climbed higher, get into the truck. It's a flat trail.
It wasn't flat at the end when we had to go up the hill to the dam.
Yeah, it's all right. But so the trail, we went up with a group of 40 people went out there.
Yeah, probably.
It was like a local hike, but there was 5 or 6 of us, I think. And we all thought we were going to hike down this trail. So they were a little slower, some older folks there, like Tim's age. So we got on the trail and we just started hiking, and we started going out in front of everybody. So we just kept going and kept going and kept going. We ended up going all the way out to the end. It's an out and back. It's 3.5 miles out, 3.5 miles back. We do it. And when we come back, everybody's sitting around this tent. And we didn't see anyone. I was like, they didn't do the whole thing like we did. We were very confused. And they didn't believe that we did the whole thing. They questioned us. Like, did you see the dam? Like, yeah, we turned around at the dam. That's at the end. They're like, what side of the trail was it on? And I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, you guys came back after 200 yards and you're questioning us. We came back hours later, But Amy did the whole thing with me. It was pretty cool.
I did.
I'm so proud of you, Amy.
Thanks.
Amy, what's the craziest thing you've seen printed on a
the wieners?
Okay, other than the wieners.
Okay, so there was somebody that
been mentioned
posed with a horse in its wiener.
Nice.
I don't think I saw that one.
Why would anyone want any of these things printed on a pack for everyone else to see? That's so.
Yeah, there was one that had the guy, and he was in 5 different poses with his manhood out in every pose.
Beautiful.
And everybody at the shop has that picture on their phone right now.
Yeah.
Including my wife upstairs.
We just had the belly button one.
The belly button one's fantastic.
I think we had 2. The one had different belly buttons, and then a fanny pack had just the belly button on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We gotta find who that person is. We gotta find out who that is and talk to them. I want to have
It's
a
actually
conversation.
Tim.
It was to say it's not.
I would recognize his belly button. So
I won't make those ones.
Okay. Well, real quick, everybody tell us where everybody can find everybody. Maddie, tell us to everybody where they can find you, buddy.
You guys find me at Matty Outdoors on YouTube and Instagram.
Great channel. I've been following your channel for a long time, man. It's been pretty cool watching your channel grow. So keep on going, buddy. Tim?
Appreciate it.
Tim, where can we find you?
You can find me on the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I won't tell you my house number. More importantly, thank you, Maddie, for joining us. Big fan of your channel. Sorry to bring you onto this shit show of a podcast we run.
You did tell us this is not a real show, right? You warned him.
Yeah, he's probably watched.
I like doing stuff like this. Stuff like it's a lot of fun. So
good deal. We appreciate it, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to see you, Amy, and 2 Hole. Goat's Milk.
I'm in Montana. My YouTube channel is Everyday Backpacker, and my Instagram is everyday_backpacker.
2 Holes.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and I don't do shit about the internet. So you
you hop
come
on
find me in
here
the woods in person to hang out. That's about it. Yeah.
You join us on here. That counts for something.
And
Amy, where can we find you?
What dating sites are you on? That's what everybody wants to know.
Just Facebook dating at the moment. It sucks though.
And chained to a chair at Hilltop Packs, correct?
Pretty much.
Again, Amy's the general manager. She runs the whole show for me because I'm in and out like crazy. I'm
more out than in.
but she makes sure all the production's going, and we could not do without her. So that's my compliment. Write that down, and it's the last one you get it for the month. So,
he deserves an award.
She does.
You can find Metro also sleeping under a bridge. So just look out for the homeless guy that's got a big smile on his face, and there you go. It's probably Metro.
So Metro, if you, I do plan on going for like a short hike on Saturday morning if the weather's decent. So we'll definitely connect if you want to do something. You're a lot faster than I am right now, I'm sure. So you're underweight. I am way over. We'll talk. We'll figure it out.
Just finish the AT with him. Come on, Metro. Convince him when he gets out there that he can't go home.
I will
Metro,
finish on the
you're
motorcycle.
going to love the shelters once you get to Pennsylvania. They get so much better. The water sources are much closer for the most part. You'll have fun.
Good deal.
Go Metro.
All right, Devin, let you take it out, buddy.
All right, my name is Devin. You can find me on Instagram as well at Salmon Outdoors, and that's about it. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you all next week on Backpackers Blitz. Bye, everybody.